Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were two of the most ambitious Pokemon games ever released. But let's be real, on the original Nintendo Switch, they were rough. Laggy battles, choppy frame rates, and characters popping in and out of existence like they were in the distortion worlds. But now, with the Nintendo Switch 2 on the horizon, Scarlet and Violet just got the upgrade they always deserved. First things first, performance. On the original Switch, it was hard to run across Paldea without dropping frames every few seconds. But on the Switch 2, thanks to the upgraded CPU and GPU, the game runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, almost like butter. No more stuttering, terrestrialized animations, no more lag when 10 Pokemon show up at once in Area 0. The game finally feels like a true open-world adventure. It's wild how a hardware boost brings the region to life. Not to mention, the perfect shiny indicator is already in the game data in the first 2 minutes of the game, which we can now see that there's sparkles and now Minior is not going to be hard to shiny hunt that anymore. Remember how trees look like they were copy-pasted from a GameCube game? Not anymore. With enhanced resolution and new lighting effects, Paldea now shines. Shadows are dynamic, the sky actually looks alive, with clouds everywhere and sparkles. And water doesn't look like blue jello anymore. There's actual deep stuff into it, like Legend of Zelda, in terms of how the water and the ponds looked. Game Freak may not have redone the textures from scratch, but on Switch 2, the hardware finally lets their vision breathe. Even character models and Pokemon look noticeably sharper. Like when Koraidon is swimming in this ocean here, we can see the feet are flapping in the water, and there's actual texture to it, like the water droplets are shown, and there's Koraidon just swimming, and even as it's bouncing, it's just so fluid. Like you see when it's bouncing and the trainer's on top of it, plus the draw distance. Remember how Pokemon used to pop into existence 5 feet in front of you? That's fixed. The Artisan windmill has been fixed. This animation fix applies to all distant models that we have seen through the game. One thing that's way underrated, load times. On the old Switch, fast traveling could take up to 10 seconds or more. Now, 2 seconds, maybe 3. The UI is snappy, opening boxes in your PC, checking the map, entering the Pokédex, everything just flows. It finally feels like you're not fighting the system just to play the game. And the loading times comparison, basically flying between the same region, the original Switch takes 8 seconds, while the Switch 2 takes a whopping 2 seconds. That's like a 6-second difference, although it may not seem like a lot. If you scale it up in the long time and you weight these durations, seconds, as every day you're playing the game, it's gonna add on a snowball effect. Every time you always wait a long time, it's gonna eventually be minutes, and the seconds, it does play a huge difference even if it's not a lot. And flying between different regions, the original Switch takes 20 seconds, but guess what the Switch 2 is? It is 3 seconds. Now it's just crazy. And multiplayer in Scarlet and Violet was ambitious, but was also kind of a mess. Constant desyncing, failed raids, weird glitches, but now thanks to improved wireless capabilities and faster processing, terror raids are smoother and more reliable. You and your friends could actually explore together without getting booted every 15 minutes or seeing your buddy ride an invisible Miraidon and just jumping off a cliff. So what does this mean for Pokemon's future? If Scarlet and Violet already look and play this much better on the Switch 2, imagine what Gen 10 will be like when it's built for this new hardware from the ground up. We're talking about seamless regions, real-time battles, maybe even voice acting. That would be so crazy if there was actually voice acting. In Pokemon games, finally we could get to hear their voice instead of just reading the text box, especially with this new generation. There's just shorter attention spans, and not a lot of people are just gonna click and read Pokemon text boxes and dialogues. They'd rather hear the voice for themselves. It's actually a very more immersive experience because a lot of people actually do rely on their hearing. It's not just their eyesight. With the Switch 2, Pokemon finally has the tech to match its ideas. And don't forget the DLC, like the Hidden Treasure of Area 0, also runs better. It's not just the original Pokemon Scarlet and Violet game, it's also DLC, so it's very nice that they get to have this now. So if you've been waiting to replay or start fresh, now's the perfect time. So is it worth replaying Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2? Absolutely. Whether you're a shiny hunter, a competitive player, or just someone who wants to experience the story without your character freezing mid-step, the Switch 2 upgrade is a game changer. Let me know down in the comments what's your thoughts on this new update of the Switch 2, it just looks good, and what you want to see in Gen 10. If you want more Switch 2 and Pokemon content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you never miss the next video. Peace.